Hi class, today we are on Saxon Math Book 3, Lesson 40, and we're going to focus on missing numbers in subtraction problems. So this concept can get a little bit tricky. It can be tough for some kids. I am hopefully going to teach you a trick that'll help you figure out how to set up any type of problem that you see, okay? So we're going to start with looking at a really simple fact family. Let's create a fact family for the numbers 3, 4, and 7, okay? So we want 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems. So we know that we have to add the 2 smaller numbers to equal the bigger number. So we'll start with 3 plus 4 equals 7. Then we'll flip them and do 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now for our subtraction numbers or problems, we know we have to start with the bigger number, 7, and we can do 7 minus 3 equals 4, and 7 minus 4 equals 3. So the main thing that I want you to notice first is where is the big number in all of these? Look at 3, 4, and 7. What is our biggest number? That would be the 7. So look, in my addition problems, my biggest number is the answer. It's at the end. In my subtraction problems, my biggest number is the very first one I start with. It's at the beginning. That's going to be really important to remember because that will help you with these problems. We can figure out what's the biggest number, and then we'll be able to know what to do and work from there. So let's look at our first example. We have 19 minus m equals 7. So the first thing I want you to notice is this is a subtraction problem. So in a subtraction problem, where's my big number? It's at the beginning. So we know that 19 is going to be the biggest number in this fact family. So we know that m plus 7 will equal 19. We know that 7 plus m will equal 19. And I'm just using how we form a fact family here with these numbers, considering m as a number. Welcome to algebra, folks, where we substitute letters for numbers and then we try to figure out what they are, okay? So 19 is my biggest number. There are 2 possible ways to solve this type of problem. We take the numbers we know. In this case, it's 19 and 7. And we can either add them together to get the answer, or we can subtract them to get the answer. So if I take 2 numbers and I add them together, am I going to get a bigger number or a smaller number? If I'm adding, it's always going to be bigger. In this case, if I did 19 plus 7, let's do it over here. I would get 26. Well, 26 is a lot bigger than 19, and this is a subtraction problem. Can I have a bigger number in the middle of my subtraction problem? No, I cannot. So adding is not the right choice for this problem. So my other choice is I can take these 2 numbers and I can subtract them. So I can take 19 minus 7. 9 minus 7 is 2. 1 minus nothing is 12. And now 12 is smaller than 19. This is a possible answer. Can I check my answer? Absolutely. I think 12 is the answer. So instead of doing 19 minus m, I'm going to rewrite it as 19 minus 12, and I'll see if I get 7. 9 minus 2 is 7. 1 minus 1 is nothing. So look at that. 12 is the correct answer. Well, how do I write that? Once I've done the math to figure it out, I'm going to write M equals 12. And we put that in a box, and there's our answer to this problem. Okay, let's look at the next example. This one over here. Get rid of all this work. So in this case, I have box minus 30 equals 42. Well, first thing I want to notice, it's a subtraction problem. So where's my biggest number in subtraction problems? At the beginning. So that tells me this box has got to be bigger than both 30 and 42. I have two choices. I can take the two numbers I know and I can add them, or I can take the two numbers I know and I can subtract them. Which strategy is going to give me a bigger number? Adding them. So I can look at this and say, I'm looking for a big number I need to add. So I will take 42 plus 30. 2 plus 0 is 2. 4 plus 3 is 7. So I think my answer is 72. Well, how do I check it? I take my answer and I put it back in this equation. Is 72 minus 30 going to give me an answer of 42? 2 minus 0 is 2. 7 minus 3 is 4. Check. Check. I checked my answer. I can prove that I'm right. So in this case, I would probably draw a box and show that that is equal to 72. Okay. All right, the next type of example is read the following story and write a sum went away number sentence. Then find the missing answer. So in this story, it says Estelle went to the store with $150. She bought some items and left with $62. How much money did Estelle spend in the store? So she started with $150. She spent, so that's going to be a subtraction problem, she spent some amount of money. So I can just put a box there to show I don't know how much she spent. But then it says she left with $62. So now that I've written my sum went away problem, now I have to figure out what goes in the box. So first thing, it's a subtraction problem. Where is my biggest number? That's going to be what I start with. So 150 is the biggest number in this fact family. So I need to find a number smaller than 150 that makes this number sentence true. I can take the two numbers that I know and I can either add them or I can subtract them. Which one is going to give me a smaller number than 150? Subtracting will. Subtracting will give me a smaller number. So I take 150 and I subtract 62. 0 minus 2, I can't do that, I have to borrow. 10 minus 2 gives me 8. 4 minus 6, can't do that, I have to borrow. So now 14 minus 6, again gives me an 8. This is money, so I'll put in a dollar sign there. I think my answer is $88. Let's check just to make sure. I want to equal 62. So I'm going to fill 88 in there. And I'm going to say, does this equal 62? Well, can I do 0 minus 8? Nope, I have to borrow. So now, is 10 minus 8 equal to 2? Yes, it is. Can I do 4 minus 8? No, I have to borrow. Is 14 minus 8 equal to 6? Yes, it is. We've checked our answer, and $88 would be the correct answer. Okay, the last example. Carson had a big bag of marbles. He gave his best friend 54 marbles. Carson had 80 marbles left. How many marbles did Carson have before he gave any marbles to his friend? Write and solve a sum went away number sentence to find the answer. Okay, Carson had a big bag of marbles. Does it tell us how many he had? How many he started with? No, it does not. So I have my big empty bag of marbles because I don't know what number goes in there. He gave 54 marbles to his best friend. And then he had 80 marbles left. So here's my problem. It's set up. I have to figure out what goes in the box. This is a subtraction problem. So where should my biggest number be? It should be in the box. I'm looking for a bigger number here than either 54 or 80. So I can add those two numbers that I know, or I can subtract them. Which one's going to give me a bigger number? Adding gives us bigger numbers, subtracting gives us smaller numbers. So I'm going to take my 54 plus 80. 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus 8 is 13. And I think he had 134 marbles to start with. So let's fill that in. 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 5, can't do that, have to borrow. So now 13 minus 5 is 8. I was correct. He had 134 marbles. Okay, that's the end of the examples. I have several lesson practice problems for you to do here. I will write the first couple on the board, and then we'll have a word problem at the end. So we've got box minus 16 equals 16. You can go ahead and start with that one. Then we have 66 minus m equals 24. Then we have box minus 388 equals 125. Okay, the next one is a word problem. So hit pause, try these three on your own, hit play when you're ready to go over the answer, and then we'll do the word problem together. Okay, my first one. You should do this in your head. What number do I subtract minus 16 to get 16? Can you do that in your head? Where should the bigger number be? Subtraction problem. This is the bigger number. So am I going to add these or subtract? Third graders, maybe you can add this in your head. Oh, my marker's kind of running out. Go back to the purple one. By the time you're in 4th grade, you'll definitely be able to add 16 and 16 in your head. But for now, I'll let you carry. And we get an answer of 32. Okay? The second one. Again, it's a subtraction problem. So where should the bigger number be? At the beginning This is my bigger number. So am I going to add these to get a smaller number, or am I going to subtract them? I need to subtract. So I'll take 66 minus 24. 6 minus 4 gives me 2. 6 minus 2 gives me 4. And I should have m equals 42 for an answer. And then finally, what's my biggest number here? It's a subtraction problem. So the box should be my biggest number. So am I going to add these two numbers to get a big number, or am I going to subtract them to get a bigger number? We want a bigger number, we need to add. So we have 388 plus 125. 8 plus 5, 13. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11. 3, 4, 5. So I have 513 for this answer. Oops, 513. Okay? All right, last problem is a word problem. I'll read it twice. Before the carnival, Angus had $21.50. He spent some money on rides and food. After the carnival, Angus had $9. How much did Angus spend at the carnival? Write and solve a sum went away problem to find the answer. I'll read it one more time. Before the carnival, Angus had $21.50. He spent some money on rides and food. After the carnival, Angus had $9. How much did Angus spend at the carnival? Hit pause, try that one on your own, and then hit play when you're ready to go over the answer together. Okay, Angus had $21.50. He spent some money. They don't tell us how much. So he just spent some money. Ooh, excuse me. And then after the carnival, he had $9 left. Where's my bigger number? In a subtraction problem, it's at the beginning. So 2150 is my biggest number. How do I find a smaller number? Will I add these two, or will I subtract them? I want to subtract. So I have 2150 minus $9. Make sure you fill in the 0, 0 for the change here so that your decimal points line up. It's money, so we want a $sign in our answer as well. Make sure the decimal point in your answer is filled in there. And 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. 1 minus 9, can't do that, have to borrow. Now 11 minus 9 is 2. 1 minus nothing is 1. And I can see that Angus spent $12.50 at the carnival. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of your lesson. And my page numbers got a little messed up when I dropped the book. Here we go. Okay, so your written practice starts on page 218. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.